Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents...
Cole's going to get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa Football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa Football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink, Central Iowa Football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa Football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields. Are you ready for some football?
A gorgeous good evening to you from Valley Stadium, where the sun is out and so are we. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornes as we get you ready for Homecoming 2015 here on Central Iowa Sports Network, CISN.TV. And Keith, this is a ball game that featuring a couple of teams in opposite directions and opposite spectrums, but it is still a game. You only get so many of these to play under the lights on a Friday night.
That's absolutely right. And I don't think Coach Swenson would care who came over. It's still football, and you still got to execute, and you got to make sure things go right. Yes, it's going to be a very interesting evening. Council Bluffs comes over, not necessarily on a high note, but they're here. They'll play hard.
They will. They are out there on the field already, getting ready, going through the pads, going through their pregame drills, and we're going through our pregame drills as well as we get you ready. Now, this is a team, the Valley Tigers, coming off a very big win last week on this same field and on this same network against the Hoover Huskies. A game, Coach, they started a little slow.
Well, I don't know if Valley started it slow or if Hoover started it really fast. Hard to tell because we both agree Hoover's got some really good athletes. They just didn't have the volume of athletes they needed to have to compete the entire game. So with that, we could kind of say, yeah, Valley did start a little bit slow, but then got it turned on.
Well, you could say that Hoover played extremely well in that first quarter, didn't score.
Yes.
Got a little lucky, maybe got some of that luck from the first quarter to come back in the second quarter to give them some momentum, and you felt like, hey, this could be a ball game in the third quarter, but all of a sudden that pick six really changed the tempo of that third quarter. It
really did, and, we found out just how fast a Hoover can score. When you put athletes out there, everything is unpredictable. And so they did score very fast. Third quarter, pick six changed everything. Running game got going. I thought Javon Mason's, was it, a 51-yard touchdown run?
Yeah, he had four of them.
Yes, they went well.
A couple of them were close. That big one. Letting you know tonight's broadcast, the pregame is brought to you by Atlantic Bottling, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, and CenturyLink. As they bring you this broadcast, glad to have you along with us. Keith Bornes, Paul Yeager, Jim Kirby down on the field already doing his pregame rituals, and that includes the pronunciation of a couple of our guests that we'll have later. And Keith leaves no stone unturned, and we're very thankful for that. He'll have interviews throughout the – he'll possibly have some interviews during the game. He certainly will have a halftime interview with both coaches and post-game as well. Good to have Coach Kirby back with us this weekend as we continue this pregame show. There is one thing I've neglected to mention, and that's about Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln tonight. This is a team that's 1-4, and this is a team that didn't bring 9 guys tonight, including their starting quarterback, their backup quarterback, their running back, best receiver. This is a team, 9 of them suspended for violation of team policy, will not make the trip, did not make the trip, are not here. But Coach says this is an opportunity to play, and you'll hear from him in a little bit, in a big-time atmosphere. Not everybody gets to play Valley, and here they are tonight.
Right. Coming in full strength, it was going to be a tall order. To come in with 9 guys missing that's a pretty good mountain to climb. But, yes, Valley Stadium, little biased here, but I think it is one of the most beautiful settings in high school football. We seat nearly 8,000, and we can squeeze 10 in for standing room only. If that were to happen, that's an experience that a lot of people would remember.
You would. You never really get to play in front of that type of an atmosphere. Even if, say, you're in basketball, playing at Wells Fargo Arena, they don't put 10,000 in there for the finals.
No.
But here you get to play in this atmosphere. So, huge opportunity, big crowd expected. As we continue our pregame show, we will step aside and we'll actually break down this game a little bit. But as I mentioned, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Atlantic Bottling, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, and CenturyLink. More on CISN.TV after this.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price, $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price, $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Back at Valley Stadium as we get you ready as the teams head through their pregame warm-ups, and we're going through our warm-ups as well. Keith Borness and Paul Yeager back here at Valley Stadium as we get you ready for tonight's weather is brought to you by ABC 5. It is 64 degrees now, heading for a low of 52. It should be a nice night for football. If you draw up an October weather forecast, I'm pretty sure this is what's in the dictionary.
It really is, and hardly any wind.
Right, east-northeast, 10 miles an hour, not really much of a factor. Anything we'll continue on is Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, G&L Clothing, and the Better Business Bureau bringing you this segment here as we continue to let you know that this broadcast was live on CISN.TV a little earlier than you're used to seeing, but we have other games tonight, including Des Moines East at Ankeny. That'll be the radio call with Tony Etzetti and Ben Carroll. Also have the audio of Dowling Catholic. They are on the road at Sioux City East tonight. And then Roosevelt is at Johnston, so that's your other video game option. You're a big video game kind of a guy.
I am a video game.
There could be some close games. That East Ankeny game could be a little closer than, Ankeny's got a better record, but East does play teams tough.
They do. They have always been a very hard-nosed hitting football team, and their freshmen have been putting up a lot of points this year, so who knows what the future has in store.
All right, tonight it's going to be a different-looking team for this John Wolf-led Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln squad. We're starting at quarterback Jimmy McEntee. He's a senior, 5'10", 170. I'd tell you his statistics as a quarterback, but he doesn't have any. He has not played quarterback in the junior high or the high school level. He's a wide receiver, normally one of their better wide receivers, but in this situation tonight, he is forced into playing quarterback. So when you have a couple of extra days to prepare, it's one thing. Then it is to throw you in mid-game, but both the starting quarterback and the backup, not on the bus, not on this trip. So it is a teaching moment, but let's talk about the football side of things. Your passing is really limited. You can hand the ball off and run it, but the passing game is really what takes a hit tonight.
Well, first and foremost, the center quarterback exchange. If he goes under center and hasn't been used to it, it's going to take a toll. Shotgun snaps typically wouldn't be a problem. Handing off, typically not a problem. But, wow, just the timing of playing quarterback in a high school game and not against yourself. I mean, you can have 100 snaps against yourself, but that does not simulate the speed of the game. It doesn't, and it's really is going to throw off timing.
That's always the thing when you have a kid go, even from freshman to sophomore
Yes.
that you experience, or even you bring those junior high kids that become freshmen for you on that squad. Just the speed of that game, and then you just keep elevating it, and
Yes.
exponentially it rises up. So it'll be a tall task. Lanny Herzog will be the starting running back. Jasper Stottlemyre, the fullback. Jake Snipes, the running back, and then wide receiver Harrison Jones. So this is a squad in some new positions, new skill positions that don't normally get to play. So a lot of things are in motion tonight.
And I like what you said earlier. Their coach said opportunity. And it is going to be an opportunity. And when you have an opportunity like this, you become a very dangerous football team because they may have taken the approach, we got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so that could be very interesting.
All right. Well, speaking of interesting, we're going to talk about the goings-on at Valley High School. We'll take a little break here, step aside, and sit up straight. The assistant principal's coming your way next.
Ooh, look out for that guy.
Yeah, I hope you don't have any reviews with him.
No.
Okay, that's good. We'll take a step out. We'll be back on CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
I didn't know if you really were in his.
No,
All right.
not in his building.
Welcome back to our pregame show. Paul Yeager along with David Perigo, the assistant principal of Valley High School. And as we found out, and now we're just going to tell Keith Bourne's story. So this ought to be fun. Best part about, don't talk about him as an employee. Let's talk about him when he was your boss. And where was that?
Yeah. Well, I started in 2007 as a freshman assistant football coach. So Keith was my boss as the head freshman football coach. So I got lots of great stories, but I think probably the best story is Bourne's time. And we set aside a certain allotted time for Coach Bournes to give his pep talks to the freshman football team, and that way we kind of keep him on track because he's a man of many stories and all great ones.
Has he ever finished one?
No. We've had to help him wrap some of those up over the years.
I just elbow him if I have to. Just stop it. Just keep it quiet. All right. So he, as a football coach, are you done now that you're in that administrative role? I suppose you got to leave some of that coaching behind.
Yeah. Yep. I stepped away from coaching. 2010 was my last year coaching here at Valley, and went into administration in Des Moines Public Schools. I was elementary principal and got some high school experience at Collins Maxwell a couple years ago, and last year a job came open at Valley, and it's kind of one of those dream jobs that opened up. I really enjoyed my time coaching here at Valley, and prior to that I taught long-term suspended students at Four Oaks at the Learning Resource Center. So yeah, it's been great. I started back at Valley as an associate principal last year, and just been a great experience.
And so now, what is a day-to-day activity for you?
Oh boy, lots of different things. The morning usually starts about 7 o'clock, getting in and catching up on emails. And as I always tell people, as an associate principal, it's very similar to being a coach. Often I'm coaching students on things they need to be working on within the classroom, helping coach teachers on ways to be interacting with students and one another and those pieces. So yeah, it's a great thing. Every day is something different, and still being involved with athletics here at Valley High School. We're at the game helping supervise students and sometimes getting just as excited as they are with our student athletes.
So more on the teacher side than on the student side, at least during the regular school day. And then there are some staff that they deal more with the students, and that's the way it works. So at a game night, you're here kind of as administrator to make sure you got to have a couple of those around. Just keep those kids in line.
Yeah,
they're so wild here. At Valley.
Yeah, exactly. So I get to stand on the 40-yard line, front row, right in front of the student section, and I check on the student section, and then I watch the game and check on the student section. Often I catch myself, wanting to try to coach and give some helpful hints from the stands, and then I have to check myself and remember that I'm an associate principal now, not a coach. So,
all right, best cheer that you've heard from Valley during a game.
Man, best.
Or maybe you've probably heard it from the
cheer.
other side, because in basketball you can kind of hear those cheers from the other team closer than you can in football.
I really think one of my favorite cheers that we do at here is we're marching. Let me hear that Tiger roar, and it's a good deal. But I will say the absolute best. The best cheer that I heard happened actually over at Drake Stadium. We had a parent that came down that was an 83 graduate, I think he said, and he taught a cheer that they did back in the 80s of grr, grr, roar, roar, let me hear that Tiger roar. I can't even do it. It was so awesome. But, that was really cool, and kids got into, kicking it old school, I guess you would say.
one of those things that you probably didn't hear on a football night when you're an assistant. Those types of cheers don't happen in the freshman team as much.
Yeah,
but they're still active and things like that. So, and now you get to see the band perform, and you get to hear all these kids do sorts of great things. And I would imagine, and I'll wrap this up here, it's just probably a whole big experience that you probably didn't know existed, because you were focused on the stuff between the hashes. Now it's everything outside.
Yeah, exactly. And as freshman coaches, we helped out on Friday nights up in the box. A couple of us coaches did. So I never really saw how many students were down there. So last year, first time was just overwhelming. I'm like, wow, this is crazy, and just things you didn't notice.
And now you're noticing that it's the national anthem. So we will step aside. David Perigo, thank you so much. And maybe we should set up a Twitter account, Stuff Coach Bornas Says. I think that'd be a good thing to do. We'll do that another time. We'll step aside here and get you ready for the Valley Tigers and Abraham Lincoln right after this on CISN.TV.
On sale. Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Back live at Valley Stadium as we get you ready for Abraham Lincoln and the Valley Tigers, your ABC 5 weather report. They bring you tonight's weather report. It's 64 degrees right now. We're headed for a low of 52. East-northeast wind at 10 miles an hour. It is going to be clear sailing. Let's find out what head coach John Wolf of the Abraham Lynx thinks of tonight's opportunity. All right, Coach, you're back in Central Iowa, Simpson grad. What's it like to be back here with the team?
It's exciting, you know what, and we get to play at Valley, and we're excited about that. This is an awesome facility, and it's going to be fun for our kids.
Big opportunity tonight. What are you telling them?
Enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the experience, and play as hard as you can.
This is a game where you have a hard time convincing 16 and 17-year-olds sometimes. How are they buying into it?
Well, I think like I said, we get here, we try to enjoy the experience and do what we're coached to do and let the chips fall as they may.
This, what's happened with this week with the team and the 9 players, we don't need to discuss, but it is a teachable moment, and how are you handling that with this squad?
Well, sure. Hopefully they learn from that, and they're missing out on this experience, so hopefully they learn and we're better for it in the future.
What have you learned about your team as the year has gone on?
We got some things to shore up, but we got guys that want to do it, and we got a bright future ahead of us. We got a lot of sophomores out there playing and doing some great things, and we're excited about them.
So tonight you go with a guy at quarterback, he's not throwing the ball in quite a while. How does that work to get him acclimated and get an offense in just a couple of days?
Oh, shoot! Hopefully you can run the football, right, and then after that, if he's got to throw it, he's got to throw it. I mean, the game will dictate that, but we hope we can keep the ball on the ground as much as possible.
It's a program that's had some recent success. Are you seeing some of the fruits of that where you've had those years where you've been in the playoffs and some guys, do you hope that those younger levels can kind of add some support to you as the year goes on and the years go on?
Well, I think that's what it is. We're in the middle of the season right now, and all the errors that we've seen up to this point have really been a matter of we got a lot of sophomores playing. We're about half sophomore, half senior, and that sort of stuff, it's going to happen when they're young kids out there playing, and you hope as the year goes on they get better, and in the future you reap those rewards.
As you've watched Valley on tape, what have you seen that stands out about them and what they do well?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same stuff you see every year. They're big, physical, and very sound. They're assignment sound, and they're not going to beat themselves.
They're a team that likes to run and throw, so they got that balanced approach. Do you have to focus on one and hope you can kind of stop them up on the other?
Oh, sure. You always. I think any football team, you try to stop the run. I mean, and any football team, you try to run the football, because if you can do that, you can be consistent. And if you can stop the run, you're going to give yourself a chance. You force them to pass the ball, and you give yourself a chance to make some plays.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's head coach John Wolf of Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Here is head coach Gary Swenson of the Valley Tigers on their efforts. All right, Coach, it's homecoming. It's one of those things. How do you deal with the distractions that come with that?
Well, they're pretty routine. Every year is the same. They're really not that big of a deal. It's fun for the kids, and that's, kids want to have fun, and homecoming is fun. The game should be a good time for our players. All of the events that surround homecoming at any school are things that everybody should enjoy. That's what I tell the team on Monday, and they've handled it well this week, and I think that our whole school has, and our people do a good job with homecoming and involve the whole student body. So hopefully we can do our part tonight and put on a performance on the field that we'll be proud of.
Going back to last week, first quarter, second quarter, maybe not quite what you were looking. You were wanting to flush the week before. kind of have that, man, go into that locker room for me. Tell me what was going on as you're trying to flush the previous week, and it didn't look like anything had happened in that first and second quarter.
Yeah, we just sputtered. We were moving the ball, but they had a handful of athletes that they were able to get the ball to. They had one big play where we missed a couple tackles. Other than that, we threw the pick six. We fumbled going in. We were trying. We just made mistakes again. I told our team, I said, even against a football team that you're supposed to win the game and maybe win it big, you control your effort and you control your performance. And maybe we learned that. We do need to just. My goal tonight for us is just to play a cleaner game. We're talking turnovers, penalties, the things that make you sputter. We want to get rid of some of those things, and so we'll see.
Some of those things you can't control, what the officials see or don't see. Maybe it's a little tighter than it is, but that could be any game. So I guess that's a huge moment too.
Absolutely. When I hear our guys on the sideline complaining that we're being held, I tell them, hey, that's our job to get separation so it's an obvious hold. If you're not doing your job, then don't complain to the officials. And the ones, I'm not sure, after I've looked at film this year, that there were a whole bunch of calls that weren't correct. I've found over the years that more often than not, these guys get the calls right. They're not perfect. Sometimes they make mistakes too, but all in all, they do a pretty good job. So that's our job as coaches and players to clean up the game and let it flow. Nobody wants to watch that kind of a game where there's a flag every third play or a stoppage in play. So usually as we go toward the end of the year, we traditionally clean those things up, and tonight's a good time to start.
Well, and that's something, like I said, you talk about, that could happen in a playoff game, and they have to be able to shut that away.
I told our team last night, I said, there's going to be a night in November when you want to dial up that perfect performance, and it doesn't work that way. You've got to be consistent night in and night out where it's expected, and it just happens. And if you think that you can just bring it some night against a good team, it won't happen. You got to be there every Friday night. So we'll see if we can't do that tonight.
All right, tonight, what do you need to do to win?
We're going to win this game, and I think we're going to win it big, Paul. I just think we're a better team. I think we have better players, and I think we're due for a big night, and hopefully that's what will happen.
Getting those guys to focus, though, on a team that might only have one win. I mean, and the distractions and all that. This is one of your toughest jobs of the year. Not always getting ready for the tough teams, but the teams that might not be as much of a challenge.
Yeah, what I'm looking for is a feeling out of our team that they can block that kind of stuff out and just go out and play football. That's why these kids work year-round, is to be able to come out and perform and put together a team that will be one they can be proud of in the end. And I think we still will do that. And once the ball's kicked, they're not going to care if it's homecoming or not. They're just out there to play football.
And this is something, they only get 5 or 6 of these at home a year, so make it count.
We've talked about that ad nauseum, that you don't want to let a Friday night go to waste, because there aren't that many of them. For our seniors, we got 31 seniors. This is their last homecoming. We only have 2 games left at Valley Stadium on our schedule. I would assume we'll have some playoff games here, but this is a great place to play, and it's a place that I would think, as these seniors wind their career down, they want to end up on a strong note.
And this is a chance to also build depth for November and for seasons beyond.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of kids that, through JV games and games where we've been able to at least get them in for a little bit at the end. You can't do that in practice. I mean, game experience is unmatched, and hopefully we'll get some of those tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you.
You bet, Paul.
Head coach Gary Swenson as we get you ready for the Valley Tigers and Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Now for our Schottenkirk Chevrolet keys of the game, it's Keith Bornes.
For Valley to be successful tonight,
give me some energy there, Coach.
Well, turn the mic up.
There you go.
For Valley to be successful tonight, they need to control the tempo of the game. They have good speed. They have good size. They control the line of scrimmage. They control the speed. They're going to control the game. For Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln, they are going to have to disrupt as many things as they can. But the first thing they got to do is just enjoy the opportunity and get that first snap.
All right, and an opportunity now to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, and that is Jim Kirby. He is back with us, patrolling the sidelines. Good evening, sir.
Paul, it is electric down here. It is homecoming. We got new threads for the football team.
There
It
you
looks
go.
like a CIFL game here, or a CFL game here, gray and orange. We don't know who the homecoming king and queen is yet, but it's football. It's a night, and people just can't wait to get it on.
All right. Thank you very much, Jim Kirby, on our sidelines throughout the entire night. And it's going to be fun. He's on 3, so if you want to turn that up and down, I'm going to give you something new to do tonight there, Keith. Goodness gravy.
Well, I think everybody around knows how good I am with technology.
Gianni Fedoni gets it underway. High kick taken, and even before we start, we have a flag. Backwards 5 yards. So we'll start this all again as the Lynx tonight, and they're all white tops with red numbers, blue trim around the right side, the red numbers with a little blue trim around them, red pants and red arms with the tiger claw, the cat on the side.
That may have been one of the most brilliant opening kickoffs I've seen. I mean, Jim just said it was electric down there.
It was.
What a better way to just kind of take all the excitement out of the crowd by running off sides.
They're excited.
I'm going to incorporate into our repertoire.
And this time it's a short kick, so who knows? That may all been part of the plan. It's loose. I think Abraham Lincoln has the football, and it's a live ball. Lincoln has it. That may have been exactly what they were trying to do.
I tell you, I remember Brett Bielema did that against Michigan, maybe, because in college you run off sides on the kickoff. The clock immediately starts. You don't even have to kick the ball. Maybe it was Penn State. And so here they take the opening kickoff, they run off sides, and then, as nobody's ready for anything exciting anymore, do a little punch kick.
High up in the air, and so now you have a new quarterback taking that one from center, and they go right up the gut, and it's going to be no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage, handoff. A little different numbering situation. Jasper Stottlemyre, listed as an offensive lineman, linebacker, sophomore, 5'8", 205 pounds, gets the handoff. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Lynx.
I think we saw right there in the first play from scrimmage, quarterback position, just anticipating the speed of the game. Abraham Lincoln, their backs are moving faster, the line's moving faster, the quarterback didn't move as fast as they needed to.
More of a tight formation, and going in motion and getting a couple of yards is going to be Lenny Herzog. As you are seeing the Valley Tigers. The V on the helmet is still the same, but it's gray pants, black stripes, and orange stripes down the side. Orange numbers with black trim. White in Tigers. So a completely different look for a Coach Christmas and LA Tigers team.
Keller Green, last year, he had issues with this.
He didn't like it.
Well, he didn't like the fact that they got him, and he wasn't in it.
Well, there's a little bit of story we'll tell you as we roll in here. 3rd down, passing situation, more like a run. Quarterback is James McEntee. He goes nowhere. Loses 2, maybe 3, so it'll be 4th down. Still a short field, but I would imagine you got to play some field position. You're going to have to punt this ball away.
Right. You know, there's 2 trains of thought when you come into the game in a situation like this. If you think you are going to be able to get some stops defensively, then you're going to run this ball away. If you're unsure, it doesn't matter how long the field is. So in here, this kind of tells me that they want defense. They think they can get a first down.
Back to punt, Jordan Lippert. He's going to run that rugby style. That ball just hangs like a knuckle. Bounces to 21, taken at the 15-yard line. That's Hinkle. You go a whole season looking at uniforms.
Taken by number 2, Austin Hinkle. Number 15, Marcus Collier. First time for the Tigers, now at the 13-yard line.
on that pass play. Lombardi closing in now on the 1,000-yard mark for the season, and he is now 5th all-time with 3,153 career yards. So he's off to a great start tonight.
Ball at the 35-yard line. They go Mason up the middle. Jukes, jives, dance up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for Javon Mason. 35 yards. Tigers 2 plays, 6 points.
Javon had a great hole to run in. That read option, Lombardi carries the fake out to the left-hand side, but Javon, it was over before Lombardi had a chance to get beyond the tackles. 35 yards adding to his total. He's up close to 800 yards on the season now, his 9th touchdown of the year.
And on to attempt the extra point. I believe that's Colhan, and it is. Through the Eckbrights, and it's good. Valley leads 7-0 back in a minute on CISN.TV. Hey, Pete, over here. When you get time, when you get a moment,
The West Des Moines Community School Student Scholarship Fund is proud to announce tonight's game sponsors. They are Jason and Wendy Frederico, Ebenezer Memorial Foundation, the Lipton Law Firm.
You might want to lead in with the orange shoes really looking good tonight.
all right, here we go. We're back at Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornes. Anything can happen on CISN.TV, including handing the ball to Javon Mason. After this, we'll check in with Jim Kirby, who is on our Shield sideline, and they bring you all of our sideline reports. Remember, this is my year. Murphy's kick is taken at the 10-yard line, and it's going to be a fake reverse up the middle, and wow, hitting and stopped in a hurry. Jacob Snipes, and it'll be first down. Let's go down to Jim Kirby on the sideline.
Well, I'd like to go back to that reception that Carlos Marble had. My new favorite player, number 28, Gage Sorensen for Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, all the 5, 145. That might be a little high for him. But, man, I'll tell you what, I really admire the Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln coming out here. They're giving it their best shot, the coaching staff, everything. I mean, they really know their place, and they're going to give it a good shot, I think.
All right, Jim Kirby on the sideline all night tonight. We're going to have that microphone pointed at here. Hear you a little better. Toss pitch to the right side, and running for the edge and getting there for a couple of yards is going to be Lanny Herzog. He'll get up to about the 24, gain of 4 for Herzog. Going to be 2nd and 6.
Lincoln did a great job of sealing that edge. He wasn't even touched until he got 4 yards down the field. Did a nice job, again, sealing and moving down the field. Valley had to have corners come up and make stops.
Tight formation. They had started last year more of a spread team, Coach Wolf said, but as the years have gone on, they've had to condense things. They go up the middle to the big number 54, Jasper Stottlemyre, and he gets a couple of more, and now it's 3rd and manageable. We're talking 3rd and 2. Nice pickup here. Gain of 4. Cobb makes the stop for the Tigers. 8:21, very thin crowd on the far side, and a pretty good crowd here on the near side. The Valley faithful decked out in their black and orange, kind of going, who's that team on the field? I think that's Valley. Looking a little different tonight. 3rd and 2 in motion. They go back underneath to Herzog, and he's going to get the first down and then some. He's taken a couple of Tigers with him, including Tristan Cobb. First down up to the 37-yard line. Good gain for the Lynx.
Now, what was the name that you gave?
I think. Well, maybe that was Stottlemyre.
Stottlemyre?
Yeah.
Okay, so Stottlemyre, 2 in a row here.
Herzog was in motion.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Stottlemyre gets a pretty good head of steam going. Tough to bring down.
Ball on the 37 of Abraham Lincoln in motion. They go to the motion back, and that's not going to go anywhere. Stop made, and I believe number 34, we don't have a number.
Little laundry on the field.
Little laundry is we have a penalty flag. That was a loss of 3.
Check that number 34, Caleb Herrick.
Caleb Herrick is the one who made the tackle. Ball got up to the 34. And holding on Lincoln, and it'll be declined. So the ball will stay at the 34. Loss of 3 on the play. Seven and a half to play. Valley 7, Abraham Lincoln nothing. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornes, Jim Kirby here with you. This broadcast is brought to you by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with real people selling regular, big, and tall clothing for almost a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll Avenue in Des Moines, gnlclothing.com. Lynx in motion, go up the middle. Huge stop right there at the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. Austin Stotts, big stop. Snipes had nowhere to go.
Boy, I've seen some holes fill quickly, but that was really fast and a big hit. Got his feet buzzing, as we use those code words for setting up for a good tackle. And he did not lose any momentum as he was setting himself up to get into a position to tackle. And when he did, he drove the arms through and pushed him back.
Again, that tight formation, yet to see Lincoln throw the football. Timeout as the play clock was down to 1. And we'll step aside, take a break. Valley 7, Abraham Lincoln nothing. This is CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Abraham Lincoln faces a 3rd and 13 from the 34-yard line. Toss sweep. They go out to the right side. It's going to throw it. The halfback pass is up in the air. It's going to be intercepted by the Tigers at the 45-yard line, then quickly tackled. Interception for Valley by Pete Economos. Petey picks it off.
Petey. You know, it's one of those things. You have a pitch that goes back to the running back. It is very hard to stay disciplined as a defensive back to be moving downfield with the wide receiver. They can sometimes get lost behind you because all of that focus is so much up in front of you. And that was a great job by 3 defensive backs by Valley to stay back and come up with that play.
2 possessions for Abe Lincoln. No points. Valley has run 2 offensive plays here on number 3 of the game. It's a pass. It's caught at midfield. Dancing, shaking, Hinkle. He's into Lincoln territory before he is stopped by Gage Sorensen. But it is enough for at least a measurement. 9.5, 10 yards. Move the chains. First down.
Hinkle is one of those guys who has really become fun to watch. We have a great stable of wide receivers, and still everybody's got to stay honest with Javon Mason in the backfield.
Shotgun formation for Lombardi. Looks downfield, has a little time, steps up from some pressure. Now he's going to tuck it, run it. He's at the 40, stiff arms 1, up to the 30, thrown forward inside. Coming up for the Lynx, Nolan Mott. The senior, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. Not before another 10-yard, make it 11-yard gain. No, actually, that's 14 because it's on the other side. Yes. I was understanding that there'd be no math.
I don't understand those math people and how they can get it into almost every aspect of life.
Gain of 14. It's like those teachers were on to something.
Yeah.
Mason left side, ball on the 29, cuts it. Oh, almost cut it outside. And if he could have gotten away, from Jasper Stottlemyre, that might have been another 6 because everybody had come in and crashed. Mason still gets 5. Ball is at the 24. One thing about this game, it is moving quickly because you have Abraham Lincoln running the football, and so far, Valley's been doing the same. In motion is Hinkle. Fake to Hinkle. They look to throw downfield, and it's off the hands of Carlo Marble. Incomplete, and just as I say the clock is moving, it stops.
It does.
Stops long enough. I think I want to hear from Jim Kirby. It's been a little while on our Shield sideline.
Well, one of the things that you're going to notice is that the same group of guys that are on offense for Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln, are on defense too. I mean, we just talked about Jasper Stottlemyre. He's linebacker, number 28, Gage Sorensen. So he's going to run the ball, and he's got to play defensive back against Carlos Marble. It's a tall task for these guys.
Handoff Mason up the middle. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go no further. So, you talk about a strategy. We have discussed this time in and time out. Some of these games, Keith, when you have a team that does the spread offense and throws 3 passes and they're out in like 30 seconds and they've run it, that gives the other team a huge amount of time. Something like this, if you continue to milk that clock, and it's only 7-0 at 4.5 to go in this first quarter, if you're Lincoln, you're going, hey, we're in this ball game.
That's right. And, they've executed well enough to keep their defense off the field, but as Jim said, it's the same guys. Are you kidding me?
4th down, and it's caught out of the midnight sky. Oh, wow, what a play. Braden Heald on 4th and 4. It's a 22-yard touchdown pass.
I thought the only guy who tipped the ball to himself was Austin Hinkle, but now we have 2 acrobats that play wide receiver. I thought it was going to be picked at first, but after he tipped it up in the air, he wrestled the ball away from the Abe Lincoln defender.
And there was no doubt that Valley was going for it on 4th down. Cole Hahn puts it through the uprights, and Abe Lincoln 0. We're back after this on CISN.TV. We got a show. We'll look at that play when we come back. No, right now? We're going to watch it right now. Because you know what, Keith? I want to see this play again. Working on the replay effort here and a little bit of new technology. And there you see it in the end zone. What an incredible play. Lombardi looked to the left, and it was tipped, and then it was picked out of the evening sky. Braden Heald with an incredible play. It looked even better the second time.
Yeah. Speaking of looking great.
Yeah, we'll get to Jim Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not what you meant?
Well, I was going to say, Nate Murphy's had those orange shoes all year, but they are really accented by the new uniform. He looks good.
And Murphy will kick it in. I think we don't even need lights for those. Kick comes taken for the Lynx by Jacob Snipes, and he spins his way around and goes no further. There is a penalty flag, but I want to hear what other things Jim Kirby has to say on our Shield sideline.
Well, that was just great concentration on that catch. I think we're going to have a face mask down here, which will help out Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, you're right, those orange shoes. I mean, that's a nice accessory. The Tigers know how to accessorize, I think, here with these gray uniforms.
What about that catch, though, Jim? I mean, that was incredible.
It really was. And, you could see the concentration. I mean, just as the ball's going up, and it's one of those things, you watch on Sundays, you watch the pros do it, and then all of a sudden you have a chance to do it on Friday night. I mean, and there, it's one of those things you do in the backyard, and here you get to do it for real during the game.
However, I don't know that that's what Coach Swenson had in mind as far as cleaning things up.
True. Yeah, all right. That's our sideline reports are brought to you by Shields. This is my year all season. That face mask is going to move it all the way up to the 31-yard line. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you. always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman Road in Waukee. SchottenkirkChevy.net. They're open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Ball goes up to the 31-yard line for Abraham Lincoln, one of their best. They started on the 31 drive, and now they're starting on the 30. The whistle's just, I think, at the play clock. There is a replay board on the far sideline, but all it's playing is advertisements, so it's kind of flashing a little bit in my eyes, so forgive me a couple of times if I'm blinking. Ball is on the turf, but quickly recovered on the handoff. James McEntee handed it off. They'll lose a yard on that play. Lucky to just get the ball back.
You know, so far, you have to be impressed with what Council Bluffs is being able to do. Brand new quarterback who's never played the position. He's got to get used to the game. Here's another example where his steps weren't correct so that the mesh didn't happen as well as it should. But they're still moving the ball, and, yeah, they're giving a great effort.
In motion, they go the under-counter play, and that is stuffed out by Valley. In their first was J.C. Yates, and we're seeing some different names tonight, not because of the score, it's because of the injury report. Tigers have a few guys that playing tonight. Yates is not one of them, but there are other guys getting opportunities tonight that don't normally because of the injuries to Campos and Turner Scott.
Yeah. And you know, we've also been calling defensive line guys more tonight so far than the linebackers and cornerbacks in general because they're getting great pressure and making those tackles.
Pass is complete, up ahead, close to the first down, but it's going to be short. McAtee found Harrison Jones. Jones with the catch. But it is a punting situation.
Apparent punting.
Exactly, 4th and 2. It is the rollout soccer-style rugby. Matthew Hawk of Dowling Catholic a couple of years ago had perfected that. They needed 13, but they got a couple yards short. Hawk now playing for Arizona State. Ball taken by Hinkle back at the 29-yard line. He's at the 30, 35-40 penalty. He's wide open on that far sideline. 40, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Austin Hinkle for now. I get a feeling this will not stand.
I'm not sure what they're going to call.
There's actually, I think there's 2 penalties. Turn up Jim there.
All right.
Maybe he's saucing. We didn't. What'd you see, Jim?
I think we're going to get number 51, Sam Rogers, for a block in the back for the Vikings back there. What is it, about the 40 line or so? I think that's the one they're going to take.
Vikings? Are you? Did you say Vikings, Jim?
No, Sam Rogers.
No, Sam Rogers. Okay, I'm hearing things.
I thought you said for the Vikings. And then the Shields logo when it's outside.
He's thinking, what Jim was talking about, a play from Sunday. So he's thinking of I am listening to you. I don't know that I'm not listening to you. I know that. I know. Well, be ready for those great lines. Is that how that goes? Ball's on the Valley, 33-yard line. Jim Kirby sideline reports brought to you by Shields. This is my year. Lombardi back to pass. He's going to throw it, and it's over the head of his intended receiver. He was trying to find Jacob Morris. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Jacob Morris has done a great job stepping into that role. You know, speaking of another injury, with Austin Cook out, Morris has gotten more playing time at that fullback position, and he's a good, tough runner, good receiver, but a great blocker.
I formation, they go different back. That's not Mason. And
Trey Fugate. The freshman. And this is going to be an opportunity, you know, get Trey the ball a few times. He's going to be one of those guys that would be a future of Valley running back if we didn't have just a sophomore in front of him. So a possible 2-back threat again for the next couple of years.
Ball at the 34-yard line. 3rd and long here for the Tigers. They got to dial something up big, and they go downfield. Off the fingertips. In fact, I think it wasn't even that close to Marble. It's just overthrown. Marble was open, had a step on his guy, and he's got a head on his guy too. Just in height alone, that's kind of a mismatch there. And it'll be 4th down.
And the
4th and 9, and the offense is still on the field. So even if you're Abe Lincoln, you're going, we've stopped these guys on 3 plays, and they're still.
But, you know, your defense is playing lights out. Why not? Why not go for it on 4th down?
On 4th down, 4th and 9, trips to the right. Lombardi steps up. He's going to tuck it and run it. He's got the 1st down and then some. He's across midfield, makes one link move. Miss to the 30, 20. This is going to be a touchdown. Touchdown. Rocky Lombardi. 66 yards on 4th and 9. Touchdown, Tigers.
I'm in hopes that that's not something we're going to rely on. Get to 4th down and then have the big play. But, you know, I've always said, and Paul, I'm going to try and correct myself tonight, Rocky Lombardi's always had that real good deceptive speed. I'm just going to say he was fast on that.
Well, he made a couple of guys miss on that play. Just an incredible, nice, just a great play. He had the 1st down, and then he turned the moves on. Oh, and the extra point hits that left upright and bounces right back. We'll take a break. Valley 20, Abraham Lincoln nothing. This is CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century.
On 4th and 9, Rocky Lombardi dials up a 66-yard touchdown run. And now Abraham Lincoln takes the ball back at the 3. Up to the 15, to the 20. Is Jacob Snipes. Let's go down to our Shields sideline report. We'll go down to our Shields sideline report. And Jim Kirby with tonight. And Jim, he flat out, Rocky Lombardi ran right on by.
Right, that play's open all night.
Shields sideline report. Shields.
Sideline reports brought to you by Shields. This is not here.
Toss sweep to the right. Stood up. No. Caleb Herrick says Jacob Snipes meet the turf.
He did it that. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about that play and several of the other defensive plays thus far, we are getting a lot of hats on that ball from the defensive side. They are doing some great gang tackling out there.
That'll be the final play of the first quarter. Lincoln is not going to take another snap. Valley leads on 3 touchdowns. A Javon Mason 35-yard touchdown run. Braden Heald pulled it out of the sky on 4th down. And then Rocky Lombardi. It's Valley 20, Lincoln 0. Back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools. asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special.
Quarter number 2 begins with Abraham Lincoln. The under dive play gets to the 20. They go with Stottlemyre, big number 54, 5'8", 205-pound sophomore. That guy's a fireplug. Love him.
Yes, he is going to get the offensive, defensive, Iron Man, I'm on the field all night award. And it's just a matter of time before it takes a toll, but he is playing tough so far.
Coming up at halftime, we are going to be talking golf and cross country and the King and Queen. The results are hermetically sealed in an envelope. Jim Kirby will try to surprise the King and Queen afterward. They go Stottlemyre right underneath. It's big guy on big guy. Ben Campo steps up and says, hello, welcome to Valley Stadium.
That was nice to see Campos back in, playing a little football. He did a great job of making contact, wrapping up, and driving back because Stottlemyre, he's not to be brought down easily.
No, and you know, that's one thing Coach Wolf said. He says, hey, we got some good sophomores. And
he's a sophomore?
He's only a sophomore. Roll out, rugby punt, and they're going to keep
it.
And see, it's there. It's going to be a first down and then some. Hinkle comes up to make the stop on the punter, but not before getting a first down. Jordan Lippert, the junior. That's the benefits of that rollout punt.
It really is. Because you kind of get used to the idea that they're going to punt, especially on 4th and long from their 20-yard line. Try and set up a return, you bail out, and that might not have been a called fake. He may have just saw it and went.
And it's usually not. When I say fake, it's just one of those, they're looking at a defensive back, a linebacker to see how something releases, and that play was there. So now new life for the Lynx. They've got a split to the left. They go toss sweep, trying to get to that outside. I'll tell you, you give him a little speed. Jacob Snipes is going to have a little bit of he's got a little spark there, but he was stopped behind the line.
By Yates. Yates had a great jump, and he tracked that down from the far side. And if Yates wouldn't have gotten there, the edge was not sealed by Abraham Lincoln on that one. Valley did a great job keeping their outside arm free.
So both of these teams not even going to bring their punters onto the field. We're just going to play 4 downs. That's our kind of football. That would change the game, wouldn't it? Handoff on the counter and then just cutting his losses. You have to give credit there for Lanny Herzog. He knew if he tried to outrun that he was not going to get anything more than that.
Well, right. And risk the possibility of losing even more yards by trying to go around.
I think he lost 2.
A lot of times athletes will, because they are athletic, they will try to reverse the field, give ground in order to try and make ground, and that doesn't work out most of the time.
3rd and 13. Passing situation. McEntee is going to throw it downfield. Oh! So close. And his intended receiver was Jacob Snipes, and he was behind his defender. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Valley thinks that, hey, they're not going to throw the football. But just at the right moment, Coach Wolf says, guess what? We are going to throw the ball.
And it was a great play. William Phillips on the coverage there, he really did a great job getting back into position because he wasn't at the start.
Ball's at the Lincoln 31. And Jordan Lippert is, again, out there to punt. Will he do it again? He takes 2 steps, rolls and kicks with that left foot, bounces at the 42, takes a Lincoln roll, and then it's going to just keep on going. And let's play the field position game up to the 24-yard line, down to the sideline is where Jim Kirby on our Shields sideline. Shields, this is my year. This is our Jim Kirby.
Well, I'll tell you guys, I mean, the Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln guys, they're playing with purpose. You know, they're not backing down. They're trying everything. And my man, number 25, Jacob Snipes, he's coming pretty ready. Even though he's only 5'5".
What school is this that you're talking about, this guy?
I'm talking about number 25, man.
No, the guy, this Rudy fella.
Oh, I don't know. Isn't that like Tulane or Stanford or
one of those schools? Back to pass. Lombardi wide open. It's caught. Braden Heald. This is going to be 6. Heald at the 10. 5. Touchdown. Huge play for the Tigers. 76 yards. One play. Wow.
I think that is why Heald came to Valley to play with his buddy and make big plays. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. You couldn't have executed it any better. But the only bad side to that whole thing, Valley's defense got to go right back on the ball.
One play, 76-yard touchdown pass. Valley has run very few offensive plays tonight. But there is still 8.5 minutes. High snap, the extra point is up, and that one is good. Valley with the lead, 27-0, back in a moment on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field.
And now kicking off, number 86.
Valley has run 13 offensive plays, and they've scored on 4 of them. They lead 27-0 as Abraham Lincoln has the football. Back at the 15 is the return up to about the 20. Jim Kirby on our sideline. What's going on, Jim?
Well, I was just in the middle of that great, awesome insight that I was giving you guys, and then all of a sudden there's a 80-yard touchdown pass or whatever it was. I mean, I think Rocky Lombardi is good.
Lombardi hasn't had much of a chance to really play or work any of those kinks out, Keith.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have any kinks when you throw in at 76 yards. He threw that thing like 50 yards in the air. McAtee goes underneath, handoff, and it's going to be tough sledding. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage is Jasper Stottlemyre. And that's about it. 9 Lincoln players not here tonight because of violation of team policy. And as Coach talked about, a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it is a missed opportunity. The score, I think everybody's just going to throw the score away and just play to play. And that's one of those things where, 9 guys didn't come over to play in a great facility, but 35 guys did. So, great for them.
Handoff to a new player. That's Joe Hill. He's not even listed with an offensive position. He's only listed as a defensive lineman. Hill lost a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 11. So, trying to rotate in some new personnel. Coach Wolf, in his second year, graduated from Simpson College. An assistant coach at Adair Casey, which is just west of here. I won't say halfway between here and Council Bluffs. A little closer to here in West Des Moines. McEntee under center. Sends a guy in motion. He's going to throw the football and throw it to that. Intercepted. Picked off. This is going to be 6. Tristan Cobb, he read that play the entire way. I had him on the binoculars, and all he did was just step in. He was the guy that McIndy was throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
Tristan Cobb, interception of 15 yards and a score. Pick 6.
You know, and that's one of those things. You're starting to see motion, and you're trying to decide how many plays does Council Bluffs have with that motion. Throwing the ball way downfield isn't going to happen tonight. So your best odds are to hit that swing pass or a 5 to 10 yard crossing pattern. Cobb right there for the swing pass.
And the extra point is good. It's Valley 34, Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln 0. We're going to take a break. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network on CISN.TV.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of Heat and Glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the Heat and Glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Valley has run 13 plays but have now scored 5 times. Not even an offensive play as Murphy gets the kick high end over end. It's going to be taken by Hill back at the 3. He's at the 10, 15, makes a move to the 20, and that's as far as he gets. We go down to the sideline for another sideline report. Here is Jim Kirby.
Hey, you know, you guys were talking about the 9 players that were suspended for Council Bluffs.
Quick taken by number 27, Joe Hill. Tackled by number 35, Daniel Coxon, and number 4, Eric Henning.
And they have to watch the game from the sidelines. Jim
Right.
Kirby with that report. Handoff underneath, and nowhere. So this drive started on the 21 in the first play.
Carry for the Lynx, Lanny Herzog.
And Herzog again gets the call.
Tackled by number 37.
Yeah, you know, Jim, that is something that we talked about. Coach and I yesterday when we chatted, and even before this pregame, and I said, this is a teaching moment. He said yes. And, I mean, you deal with, with high school students, and, you don't want as dramatic of a teaching moment as what may or may not have happened last week, but this is still significant.
Right. I mean, imagine if this was the night before districts or state, and maybe your team's in the running, and all of a sudden your teammates, your friends, all of a sudden decide, hey, that's not that important, or I'm going to take a risk and do something and make a bad choice. And, I mean,
Number 27, Joe Hill. Tackled for the Tigers by number 32, Nick Youngster. Now third down.
Well, and you think of the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback, and I'm not citing those 2 players individually, but all the guys, they're thinking, we're 1-4. They're not going to bench us all. They're not going to not take 9 of us. We might get away with something, and I don't know if that's what happened at all.
Right.
But this reiterates to them that, no, it doesn't matter when this happens. Hand off for maybe another yard, and it'll be 4th down. It doesn't matter when it's happened. There are consequences for what you do in life.
right, and it's not just in high school. I mean, this is in business and politics and family and everything. Like Coach Wolf said, it is a teachable moment that does sink in somehow.
Tackled by number 43, J.C. Lewis. Valley punting formation. Number 31, Jordan Lippert.
The rest of their lives.
A punting situation. Jordan Lippert gets it, and it's fair caught at the 47-yard line. So no need to go back down to you, Jim, for the Shields Sideline Report, but we'll wrap that up there. All of our reports brought to you by Shields. This is my year. Hey, this broadcast brought to you by Learning RX, brain training, and also cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. Train the brain, get smarter. 4949 Westtown Parkway, Suite 160 in West Des Moines, and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. For more information,
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe.
4, Lincoln 0. This is the best starting field position for Valley. They start on the Lincoln 47. First down up the middle. And that's Javon Mason, and he's going to get up to about the 25-yard line. A gain of 20 for Mason.
It seems like...
Stop made Joe Hill, sorry.
That's not a problem. It seems like Valley is getting, with the exception of 2 offensive series, Valley's getting a great look on first down, and they're making some big plays on first down. I'd like to see that continue. I think that's what Coach Swenson is hoping for in getting some completion in their offensive plays.
Mason goes to the right, cuts back, waits for a couple of blockers, and then goes forward. And when you're waiting for guys like John Reardon, it's kind of fun. You might never run behind a guy like that again in your career. Gain of 9 on the play.
Gain of 9. Now 2nd and 1.
Reardon committed to Nebraska.
And I think I speak for all Valley fans when I say we all hope Johnny goes out for basketball again this year. He is a spectacle on the basketball court as well.
Pass down the field. It's going to be caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. Quentin Curry. Just kind of a nice little touch pass from Rocky Lombardi, and Quentin Curry is there.
You know, we've kind of gotten on Curry a couple of times this year because he tried to catch the ball low with his pinkies together a few times, and it didn't turn out well. That one was a great job, a perfect example of how you get your hands high, thumbs together, and that gives you the best opportunity to make a catch, and he brought that in for a touchdown.
Curry was one of the guys you saw on our tweet earlier at CISN.TV modeling one of those uniforms, and let's take a look at how that touchdown went again. It was Curry in the back of the end zone from Lombardi. There we are, throwing it back deep, right behind the defender in the back. That's right where that play was supposed to go. As the new feature tonight is we're working on a little instant replay, and pretty exciting one. Thank you, gentlemen. CISN TV brought to you by Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. And also by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be, with incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. Godfathers.com for a location near you. I know where some of that Godfather's Pizza went.
I helped.
You helped tonight, didn't you, Keith?
I did. I was very pleased. They did wonderfully. Wonderful? Wonderfully.
Wonderful. You don't teach English, do you?
Not a chance.
What is your subject? Do they allow you to teach kids, or are you just there and say you're walking around?
Well, when people ask what I do, if I'm a teacher, I say, yep, that's what the yearbook says. And social studies, 8th grade American history. The 3 discoveries of America up through the Civil War and part of Reconstruction. Did you follow that, Paul?
So, you talk about Lincoln.
He's in there.
He's a lot of your Lincoln. So where do you start again? I'm sorry.
The 3 discoveries. We can go back 30,000 years with the first discovery. But nobody knew they actually discovered it then. So that's why we waited for the second discovery.
Lincoln has the ball in the 20. Shotgun formation. They go back up the middle. That's Jacob Snipes, the sophomore. So Snipes is a sophomore. Herzog is a sophomore. We'll see Dalton Ebertowski, I think, at some point tonight. Number 21, if you remember that name, he had a brother that played on the team that One of the last great runs that
Yeah.
Lincoln had about 3-4 years ago. Boy, that's actually, I think, been 5 years ago already. 4 seasons ago. And went up to UNI for a couple of years and now is not there. But ball is on the ground, fumbled snap, and McEntee knows just enough to just fall on it. And there was no doubt there. James McEntee, the senior, who's not played any quarterback before until tonight, thrown in that situation. And I tell you what, you got to be a Michael Vick. You got to be a game manager. They're not expecting you to do everything. Just keep it. Don't make big, fall on the football if it's a fumble. That type of thing. Don't throw interceptions.
Yeah, and at the same time, I don't know that you could have done anything this week to prepare for the defense you were looking at. Valley is really getting some penetration to come through there, and I think I'd be a little nervous back there. And I know those guys.
Yeah. Timeout on the field. Central Iowa Sports Network is brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink, and Gatorade. It hydrates better than water. And Dasani Water, the pure, delicious taste of Dasani Water, Atlantic Bottlers. Coming up at halftime, we're going to be talking boys golf and also boys cross country. Habiboo. And Habiboo is here. And look, he said, that's me. Now we have to ask him, is your last name Moses? See, told you it was Moses.
No, you didn't.
I didn't say anything.
Jim
You're
tried
right.
to convince us.
We'll explain this. He's probably looking at us. Habiboo was looking at us like, what are these guys talking about? We weren't 100% sure how to pronounce. All right, bring in Jim because he's going to defend ourselves. He talked to the student body, and they helped us out.
Everybody knows his last name is Moses. I mean, an athlete of his caliber, and no one knows his last name, it's impossible.
Yeah, thanks for playing, Jim. We got to get back to the game.
Roll out, passing situation. McEntee throws back, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, another punting situation for the Lynx. Habiboo Moses will be with us, and Trevor Kirk talking boys cross country. Hopefully we talk boys golf as well. And I think I see Coach Johnson is over there, right? I see Coach Johnson.
He is.
Yeah.
Did
he used to be your boss too, or used to be his boss? Or?
Well, I've sure told him a lot of things, but I don't know that I had any type of authority when I did.
Roll punt to the left. Jordan Lippert gets into it, and then the fair catch is taken by Hinkle at the 43-yard line. Valley will have it.
Hey, Paul, guess what?
It was homecoming week. Your daughter looked adorable in her new Valley gear.
Thank you.
Is that what you meant? Or something
Well,
else?
there's actually something else that I was going to say. When people were filing into the stands tonight to watch this homecoming game, I saw Coach Swenson's wife, Deanne. Wonderful person.
Yes.
Guess who was with her?
I know the answer to this.
Aunt Cheryl.
Aunt Cheryl is here.
She's in the house.
Mason gets the handoff. He's at the 40, 30, 25, 20. Still on his feet. Taking 1, 2, 3. Lynx for a ride. He's all the way down to the 12-yard line. Javon Mason. That was a nice run.
It was a nice run. And do you know who I think else got on that ride? If I'm reading the numbers right, I'm not so sure John Reardon didn't jump on that pile and take a little ride with him.
Maybe we should hand the ball off to John Reardon, see what he can do. Minute 46, roll to the left, throw. Hinkle caught at the 15-10, sprints to the end zone. He's close. He's down at the 1-foot line. Oh!
He obviously did not have the same view that we had on that play.
Whew. I mean, granted, the referee is, 3 feet from it, and we're maybe 300 feet from it, but don't let that stand in the way.
That's exactly right. I had a pretty clear view. We got the bird's eye view.
That's right. We could replay that.
We could.
We don't need to do that. Under center, Lombardi, handoff Mason, right side, into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Javon Mason, his second TD of the night. Valley now starting to put it on, 47-0. Javon Mason Hinkle did all the work. Mason gets the credit in the paper tomorrow and on the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, but, I don't think that they're going to be all that upset about it. Valley has done a nice job of spreading the wealth, sharing it all. And Hinkle's that type of guy that, if he couldn't get in there, why not give it to Javon?
All right, let's look at this play again as we see how Mason, it was Hinkle who got it down to the 1 foot line. And they go right back up the middle with Mason. Nice play, nice camera work, nice credit there, gentlemen, as we work through all sorts of things up here. We're quite the bunch. You know what? I got to do one thing. You just talk for a minute.
Okay.
You just tell us what you want.
I'll do that. Actually quite stunned at the replay. That's fantastic. One of the things that, being on, talking to however many people are listening and watching, and we appreciate everybody that is, but to actually be able to see it again and hear it again. Yeah, the video crew is fantastic. It's wonderful. And for those of you wondering, yes, Paul is almost back and will bail us out. So.
Oh, you'll be just fine. You didn't even know I was gone. It was actually probably a pretty good broadcast. I got everything right. I know we had some audio issues earlier, and I believe that's all been worked out. I know we had one of our tweets come at us, and we appreciate everybody who is watching tonight. Tell us where you're at CISN TV on the Twitters. I believe is how you pronounce the Twitters, right? Isn't that what the kids say? You can Snapchat us, but we don't have a Snapchat account, and I'm actually thankful for that. I'm still working that one out. I get most everything, but it's that Snapchat, Keith, that I don't. The kids love it. I'm sure you're huge into it with your flip phone and everything.
Well, I almost was.
Valley 48, Abraham Lincoln 0. One receiver to the left, one to the right, and now the Lynx are just going to throw the ball, or at least line up to throw it. They go off to the right side tackle, and it is just all in the middle. It's in between the tackles. Not trying to get to the outside, just trying to get them off the front. We were talking at one of the breaks. I said, that's different about a spread team in the clock. We would still be in the first quarter if Lincoln was a team that was throwing the football on every down.
Yes, especially with the idea that plays only happen at about 4 seconds a shot. And so you run 4 seconds, incomplete pass, somebody out of bounds, 4 seconds. The plays add up, but the time sure doesn't.
McEntee keeps it and goes up the middle. Ben Campos comes up. So McEntee calls his own number. That's one thing he hasn't done. He's normally a receiver. And that is going to be the last play of the half. Coach Jim Kirby is looking for Gary Swenson, and he will catch up with him in just a moment. And I see we have a whole bunch of people. Video is going to do these interviews justice. I'm just saying.
Yes.
It is a good thing we have a camera. Let's go down Jim Kirby on the sideline. Jim?
Hey, Coach, this is a tough game, given the situation from Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. What do you hope to gain from a game like this?
You can't overthink it. You just got to play. We can't control what they can or can't do, and we're not going to – you got to get your starters a good half of football, and then you can sub down and just see what happens with everybody else. If you just take the night off and mail it in, I mean, the kids only get 9 of these, so, your kids that are out there at the beginning, you're going to leave them in there, and you're going to try and score. If they can't stop us, we can't help that.
Coach, you talked about having a clean game, wanting a clean game from your team. Is it clean so far?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, that pass from Rocky on the long touchdown, that's a great pass no matter who you're playing. And I thought we came out and played hard. I was pleased with our effort. And we'll come out second half and we'll clear the bench.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, you bet.
It's head coach Gary Swenson, and we'll step aside, and we got a whole bunch of stuff. We got to talk golf. We got to talk cross country. We will chase down the king and queen. Jim Kirby will be busy. We'll even try to listen to the Valley March Masters. Let's get it all started. We'll take a break. At halftime, Valley 48, Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln 0. Back in a moment on CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During truck month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado double cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Here's in good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Yeah, you're back at halftime here on CISN.TV, and we're trying to talk boys golf. Joining us now is head coach Tracy Johnson. And, Coach, we'll get to these fine young gentlemen in front of you in a moment, but let's talk about the team. How are things going this year?
We started out kind of slow, but that's kind of how I don't mind that. We always talk about getting better at the end of the year. So last week we had our conference golf meet with CIC with 12 teams, and we came out on top of that, which was our first victory in a tournament since the first meet of the year. So we talk about just playing our best at the end of the year, and I think we're starting to do that.
And the end of the year is coming quick.
It's very quick. Hopefully next week at this time we'll be in a hotel in Cedar Rapids after one day of the state tournament and a good round.
All right, and it's in Cedar Rapids. Which course this year?
Elmcrest Country Club.
And I know you can't go and play that before. That's a no-no, right?
That's correct. We went last Sunday and played there. It's a great little golf course. We appreciate them letting us play there, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting there and seeing what we can do.
All right, we got a couple of these guys, and before we show how they look like fine young gentlemen up here. But are they wearing golf pants tonight?
They are wearing golf pants. Yes, that's the newest, latest, and greatest.
All right, so let's find out. Thank you, Coach Ben Epperly and Dawson Peters, and let's take a look at this one. We're going to see what these guys are wearing, and keep going there, guys. Take a look at those things. I'll tell you what, those are something to behold. Ben, first of all, what are these?
It's a ghillie suit. We took our tops off for the interview, so.
Oh, you mean there's a second part of this?
We tried to look presentable, so. Yeah.
You don't normally wear these on the golf course, though?
No.
All right, so do you come to most games when you can when you're not having a golf meet?
Yeah, we come to all games. We never have a golf meet during the Valley games. Yeah.
All right, what's been fun about golf for you this year?
Not going to school all the time. Playing with your buddies.
Where's your favorite place to play?
At my home course at Des Moines Golf.
When did you do your first round of golf?
My first round.
How old do you think you were?
Probably somewhere around 11, 10 years old.
Any idea what you shot maybe in the ballpark then compared to now?
It wasn't very good.
So you've worked at it. You've done a lot of good things. Are you better driving, better chipping, better putting?
I'm more of a chip and putt type of guy than the driving.
You don't have those muscles in there, or what's going on? But you know what? That's where the game's at. That's where the game is at. All right, that's Ben Epperly and Dawson Peters. Dawson, same outfit for you. What's it like to come out on a Friday night and watch football?
There's a lot of excitement in these games, and it's just fun to see all the students cheer their hearts out.
So you guys actually have voices. Sometimes when people come up here at halftime, they've got no voices left because they've been screaming so loud.
Yeah.
How come that doesn't happen does that happen at golf meets all the time?
No, you gotta be quiet. It's just a little clap.
That's why I'll never be at a golf meet. All right, what's your favorite course to play?
I'd say Glen Oaks. It's just well laid out and it looks cool.
All right, what's your better part of your game, Dawson?
I don't know. The guys on the team would say I hit it pretty far, so I guess I can do that well.
Is that an understatement? You being modest?
I think it's true. Yeah.
All right, so as Coach said, a week from tonight, you'd like to be in a hotel. Is that the goal?
Yes, that is the goal.
What do you think it's going to take? Who's standing in front of you and getting the opportunity to be playing next week?
I'd say Joaquin Centennial, our biggest fear.
All right, so Ben, do you agree it's Joaquin Centennial that you got to take care of?
Yeah, I think Dowling's our number one, though. I have to disagree with him on that one. I think we got to go beat Dowling.
So refresh some of us who might not remember how this works. You go, it's basically a regional qualifying meet, and is it teams and like cross country where it's maybe you have somebody that is just outstanding, but how does it go on? How does someone go on to be at state?
Well, we have districts, and every team that's in our district, it's the top 3 that will go to state. But if your team doesn't make it and you win districts or place, I think top four. If your team doesn't make it, gets to go to state individually.
Who do you think's the top individual on this side of the state?
I gotta say it's me and Dawson. We're top dogs.
Good confidence. All right, I love it. So they're already putting it onto the trophy. Ben Epperly. That's Epperly, right? Right, is that how it goes? All right. Ben and Dawson Peters, thank you so much, gentlemen, and have fun cheering in the second half.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll have a nice golf clap, but we're going to take a little bit of a look, or at least listen into those March Masters for a moment. We'll come back and we'll be talking boys cross country. This is CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
All right, welcome back to Valley Stadium here on CISN.TV. It's halftime, Valley 48, Lincoln nothing, and it's time to talk boys cross country. We'll get to the stars of the show, but first, Coach, been a while. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back. It's always fun. I saw you at the sidelines of the Dowling game there, and do you get to many of the games?
Oh, I try to get to all the games as not just a cross country coach, but the head track coach. We got a lot of track athletes down there, so I'm making sure I'm supporting our football program.
So you're like Bornis and having to make sure those guys are coming out. He's always looking for the girls trying to get them to go or see if they have a sister to get them to play. You guys are always working.
We're always working.
All right, best part of the cross-country season for you has been what?
We went up to Minneapolis and ran at the Roy Griak Invitational. 100 teams from all the Midwest, some nationally ranked teams, and we finished in the top 10, finished 9th. So our goal was just to go up there and feel like we ran well. I didn't know what that was going to mean in terms of places, but we just wanted to feel good to take that momentum into the last 4 weeks of the season, and I was more than happy. So we feel good about things.
You got a couple of good guys right in front of here, looking real handsome on the screen there. But tell me about some of your team.
Well, you know, we graduated a lot of seniors last year, and we graduated a state champion, and so some people would have thought it was a rebuilding year, but currently we're ranked 6th in the state, and really feel like we got a good group of varsity kids that are maybe exceeding our expectations at this point.
All right, so the GRIAC last week, and are you running again on Thursday?
Yeah, we run at Fort Dodge this Thursday, and then after that it's Conference District State, and state's October 31st.
In Fort Dodge again?
In Fort Dodge again.
And it's that course. It's not a golf course. It's an actual cross-country course, right? Or is it a golf course?
Kennedy Rogers Park. It's you know, so it's nice. There's a little bit of rolling hills, but it's a pretty fast course. So kids like to go up there next week and get a fast time, and it's just a great opportunity to run up there before the state meet.
All right, very good, Coach. Thank you so very much. Let's talk with Trevor Kirk and all right, Trevor. First, as I sit down. You guys don't have near the outfits that the golf team. What's going on with that?
I mean, I do. It's just I got the E underneath. I figured I'd dress up a little bit. I'll put some clothes on.
Is it cold out there tonight?
A little bit, but I got hat and gloves too, so I'm a little bit prepared.
Habibu, what'd you think of? Do you have a letter too?
No, not today.
Only a sophomore. Oh, so you're not allowed to paint your chest? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to.
All right, Trevor. Fun part of running this year.
Just getting out there and competing. It's nice to go out there and see how far I can push myself, see if what I can do in these races.
All right, so as Coach mentioned, lost a lot of seniors last year, which means, hey, huge opportunity for the rest of you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm really proud of the guys that we have stepping up. There's a lot of gaps we had to fill. Daniel Soto, our number 1, Greg, our number 2, leaving to North Carolina. And yeah, we weren't sure what was going to happen, but we have a lot of seniors stepping up again. And it's nice to see that other guys.
Tell you what, Soto had been up here to do an interview, and he was state champion. So I'm just saying, you two have to fight it out to be who's going to be state champ.
I mean, hey, why not one each? Why not one each year?
Maybe it's me next. My senior year can be state champion.
What's the matter with your sophomore, junior year?
I will try to come in top 5 my sophomore year.
All right, that's Habibu Moses, and we were asking. You know, of course, Coach Kirby, he's the head coach at Dowling Catholic. He knew who you were, and Keith knows who you are. I mean, he pays attention to the track. Your student body here, what is it? I mean, what's that relationship, and what's that been like in the transition here to Valley?
It's kind of feel good.
What's been? Yeah, have you enjoyed Valley?
Yeah, I enjoy Valley. I like it. It's a nice school. Nice kids, group of kids for cross country, hang out with. Yeah.
Now, Keith told me where you were from, but what country did you come from?
I'm from Rwanda. It's in Africa, it's a small country.
We're familiar with Rwanda, but what's the big difference between Rwanda and Iowa?
There's a lot different here.
What? There's differences?
Yeah, they are. We don't have snow. We don't have like summer, like we get it very hot. Yeah, and we don't have like those football game. Yeah. It's a lot of different. We don't have like we don't have like school like activity. Those like sport activity school. Yeah. No, we don't.
So now this is your second year here in the States, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So English is pretty good. It's come along. How much English did you know when you came to the States? How much English had you spoken?
The time I came here was 2011. I was not very good English. My English was bad. And 2013 I come back. My English was better. Yeah, now it's getting better. Valley High School is helping me in Southwood. They help me too.
They tell me you're fast. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast. I'm not that bad. I'm okay.
All right. What's it like to run cross country with Trevor?
Trevor is a little faster than me. I will try to get Trevor this weekend. Next weekend.
Oh, you want to beat him next week?
Yeah, I will try to get him.
You think that's possible?
Hey, if it is, I'm happy. It just helps the team.
All right, so orange shoes. Do you wear orange shoes when you run? Do you wear those same shoes when you run? Or like it anyway?
It's different shoes. I wear orange shoes and black. It's a black and orange. How you see this one? The shoes called Spice. Yeah, that's the shoe I
And it runs by. You know, like Nate Murphy wears those orange shoes when he kicks off. They really kind of stand out. Did you wear orange shoes as well?
I currently have some orange shoes, yeah. My mom always says it helps her find me in the races because they're nice neon orange. I got to find something that matches the jerseys.
All right, so goal is always state championship. Who is going to be in the way of bringing home the title?
Well, I mean, you got Dowling, who just had a great GRIAC meet, and I mean, a lot of Central Iowa teams, and there's some teams like Cedar or Falls, who's always a good team, so it's hard to tell, but there's going to be some teams.
All right, Habibu, final piece of advice. What are you trying to accomplish here in the last few weeks? What are you hoping happens with you and your running in the next 2 weeks?
I'm hoping can get be like state champion maybe. And
you want a state title?
Yeah, state title. Yeah.
All right, very good. Habibu Moses and Trevor Kirk, thank you so much, gentlemen. Best to you. State is here before you know it.
Yep, 4 more weeks.
All right, 4 more weeks. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back. We're going to take a look at the coronation when we come back of the King and Queen. Valley 48, Lincoln 0 back after this.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
At Valley Stadium as we are on homecoming night, and let's kind of listen in here a little bit on what's going on with our presentation of our King and Queen candidates. Jim Kirby's mic is on down there, and up here we'll try to catch the PA.
Paul, I'm telling you, it's electric down here. You know, just the vibe here, the anticipation is palpable.
And it's always fun. And the King and Queen, when you talk to them, they're going to have no idea what's going on here.
It's just going to be epic.
And Keith, I don't know how many of if you can see everybody that's coming across. And is it? Oh, I did it again. Unbelievable.
Did you get anybody?
I don't know. Did I? I think I've broken this microphone. That's what I did. Oh, there we go. Did you even hear? I'm beginning to think you didn't even hear any interviews there. All right.
Conference. His post high school plans to attend Bethel University Build program. And next, Paige Wyan. With her escort's mother, Wyan, and standing in for her father, who is currently serving our country overseas, her twin sister, Peyton. Her activities: Valley Spotlight, Valley Drama, and Community Service. After high school, she'll attend college to
don't
major
know
in
how
mass
many people
communication.
been able to listen, but I do see
And
Sam
Nick
Ellis
Turner
down
Scott,
there as a part of the
with
homecoming court.
escort Roger and Mary Beth Scott.
Don't worry about it. We'll find
His activities: football, ambassador, FCA, and National Honor Society.
I'm guessing we'll
After high school,
continue
plans
to carry
play
some of this
basketball in
as Turner
college.
Scott makes his way across. All right, here we go. We'll have the announcement of the King and Queen right now.
That's right.
I feel like we're on the Bill Riley Talent Show. Jim knows that.
That's right, Paul. Like I said earlier, it's just the anticipation down here. It's just you could cut it with a knife.
And Whitney Fuller, last year's homecoming queen, and Thomas Bonus, the president of Valley's student body. And now your 2015 homecoming king, Corey Schneider.
Did you catch who that was, Keith?
And now your 2015 homecoming queen, Samantha Ellis.
So I got Samantha Ellis is the queen.
Great homecoming court.
So we'll give Jim Kirby just a moment, and you'll hear a little bit of his conversation as he works his way in there. I try not to ping you out with that microphone. Sorry. So Jim, in just a moment, they get a couple of those pictures, and Jim's there, and he's going to go. Let's go down to Jim Kirby right now, the king and queen. Oh, they're going to do pictures.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with the king and the queen for Valley High School in 2015. Corey, we're going to start with you. You were pretty excited.
I am so excited because I get to be with her.
What's the best thing about being a homecoming queen for Valley?
I get to win with this guy.
Hey, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Jim right in the middle of it. He got ahead of the pictures. Nice job, Jim Kirby. That is a Shield sideline report. All right, thank you very much. Jim, as we get ready for half number 2, we'll step aside. Congratulations to the king and queen. And when we come back, the second half, Valley 48, Lincoln nothing on CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather's Specialty Pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
We're ready for half number 2 between the Valley Tigers and the Lynx. Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln, Paul Yeager, Keith Bornes, Jim Kirby, and the entire CISN.TV crew. Glad to have you here tonight on the network. 48-0 Valley leads, and a shout out to Patty Glenicki watching us tonight. As John's not in the lineup tonight, but she's still watching. Probably hard to watch these games when you're not there, but Waukee and Urbandale, that's a good one. 14-7 there in the third. Dowling leads Sioux City East 21-14. That game's in the second. And this kick return is taken up to the 20-21 yard line as we begin half number 2. Sport 4. This football game brought to you by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with real people. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Learning RX, the Better Business Bureau, Godfather's Pizza, and by Atlantic Bottlers.
So far tonight, Council Bluffs has lived on that 20-yard line for a starting position.
They have.
The kick coverage has been very good by Valley tonight.
Ball on the Lincoln 21. Under center is the quarterback, McEntee. They go back under, and they go to the big guy, Jasper Stottlemyre, a sophomore. You know, having the discussion this week about teams and their scheduling and the way they play some games and, you know, get some wins. And, you know, I think you could say that some of Lincoln's numbers are a testament to what they were able to do a few years ago. They had a good run of some players, had some playoff teams, Ebertowski and company there, a good squad, and they've been able to kind of keep some numbers out. You know, some programs, I mean, there's not a lot of guys on that far sideline. Toss sweep goes to Hill. He's trying to get to the outside. He's not going to go. Noah Barr does his job as the defensive end and turns him in. We talked about it a little bit. 9 players for Abraham Lincoln not on the bus tonight, not allowed to come. Violation of a team rule. And so that included your starting quarterback and the backup quarterback and your best receiver and your best running back. And Coach John Wolf not afraid to say, guys, you violated the rule. The rules are more important than us playing football. Football is a privilege.
It is. And potentially, you know, I have not seen Abraham Lincoln play a lot this year. Potentially you have to ask the question of how are these guys that are playing tonight doing, and do the people down here have to earn their spots back?
That's always a question. Hill takes it to the left side. Tristan Cobb comes up to make the stop. Oh, my golly, she is here.
The rumors are true. Unbelievably, our hero of football knowledge and just love of Valley football, Aunt Cheryl is in the house.
Short punt is taken back at the 43-yard line by Heald. He's at the 45-40, makes a move, and he'll get to about the 40 or the 38-yard line. So Cheryl, it's good to have you in person.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Is this the way it looks on television?
What?
This whole thing? Is this how you anticipate it when you watch us in California?
We watch on a computer screen. That's the only way we can watch Valley football.
Now you are the sister of head coach Gary Swenson.
Gary's sister.
So tell us.
Much older sister.
Oh, now stop it. No, we'll make him the old one. It's more fun with him. What's it like to have? Tell me a good Gary Swenson story when he was a kid.
Oh my gosh!
Let's embarrass him first. It's just you watching.
I would need time to think about that.
All right. Well, okay.
Maybe.
So you live in California.
Live in California.
And you've seen Gary play a number of times over the years, or his teams play.
We have watched Valley football from the beginning. Yeah, it's great. I mean, how can you not love Valley football?
Or at Spencer. When he was at Spencer,
we watched him at Spencer as well.
Now, you two grew up in Story City, is that right? Or actually, in that area?
Yes. I grew up Gary and I both. We grew up in a very small town north of Ames. So
which town was that? In Radcliffe.
Yes.
That's right. And so, as I'm going to pause for a moment, I guess we actually do have a football game I should pay attention to for a minute, Cheryl. Oh, no, you're doing great. Now, Gary told me something here as back to pass, Rocky Lombardi throws it to the right side, and it's caught by not the first intended receiver, but the second. I can't tell if that's Marble. It is Carlo Marble, complete. All right, Cheryl, so you've been coming to see these Valley games for a while. Back in Iowa now. You came just before it got cold, and now you're going to go back to California, right?
Now we're going to go back to the heat. This feels actually wonderful.
A nice change in seasons.
I love the fall, yes, and I love fall football. That was always my favorite time of year.
Who's this guy standing behind you?
This is my better half. He's actually the football guru. He just feeds me the info.
But when
so modest, she's so modest.
Handoff goes up the middle, close to the first down. You do love football?
I love football, yes.
What about you? You like football too?
Well, I've spent 43 years in the athletic department at Orange Coast College. So
and that's what I've understood. You've got, you've had some.
So I'm involved.
You're around it. How's this team rank? I'll ask you the hard question about Gary's squad. How's this one rank with some of those other teams he's had? Just what you've been able to see.
This team's outstanding. We saw it 3 times when they won the state championships before, but I think they rank up there just as well as those.
And what's it like when you have that conversation Lombardi rolls out. He's going to throw it towards the end zone. It's going to be incomplete, and it'll be second down. Rocky Lombardi's kind of a fun guy to watch. We get to see him in person now.
He looks like a surfer. He should be out there with us, I think. I mean, he's kind of laid back, but he sure is a heck of an athlete.
Well, and that's fun. So, Cheryl, okay, I've given you enough time now. You got a good story on Gary yet?
I was thinking football.
All right. What's a good football story about him? Was he always competitive about football and always loved it as a kid?
Always loved it. Always was a great athlete. I mean, he just excelled. And I think, always has.
And I know his family's very important to him. His sons were at the game.
Family, Greg and Jeff and Shannon are super kids. I mean, of course, they're my nieces and nephews. So
You're not biased at all?
I'm not biased, no. And his grandkids are adorable, all of them.
And that's fun. So, and then you get to spend a little time here in Iowa, and you head back.
Exactly. And we've watched all his kids get married, so it's been fun.
All right, very good. Well, sure, I won't ask you any more tough questions. We are just so glad that you came up. Keith has been wanting to have you here, and then Coach had told me you were in the stadium, and then and I said, well, she's got to come up and see us. So
and I said, yes.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you in person. Thank you so much. That is the way this family thing goes, and now we'll actually get back to football. But now you get to know a little bit more about the Valley family and the extension of it, and the Swenson family.
That's
and
right.
His sister Cheryl there. As Lombardi, after the penalty, rolls back, throws, caught at the 20 by Heald, and then he's dropped in a hurry. Making the stop is Ross Nickerson. And you've met Cheryl before.
I met her. Paul, I can honestly say I have not seen her literally in forever. As much as we all love Aunt Cheryl. I met her about 15 minutes ago. Is that crazy? I don't know how she became Aunt Cheryl, but she forever will be.
Well, and there you go. Well, thanks to her coming up, and I know that the family is extended, and that's what's fun about these web broadcasts. Lombardi throws back to the end zone. He's got a man open, and it's going to be caught, touchdown, Quentin Curry. The junior, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Lombardi to Curry, and the Tigers score again.
Now, earlier, Paul, I talked about Quentin Curry making a great adjustment with his hands, catching the ball with thumbs together. In this particular case, over the shoulder going after the ball, that's when you do get those pinkies together because you have to extend those arms out. And that's 2 catches where he really did textbook routes and catches on them.
4:42 to go, and the extra point is good. And that play was so good, I think, Keith, we need to see that one again. As you see there, they sent the Tigers sent 3 to the top of the screen, including Curry. And he runs that post route, almost a flag, I would say. Ran to that outer flag textbook, Keith.
Textbook. It was almost fun to watch. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was.
All right, Jim Kirby's down on our sideline, our Shield sideline. He's done talking to the King and Queen. He's now back to talking football.
Well,
maybe.
Thanks to the guys in the truck for that great replay to our worldwide audience here. I'm trying to recover from the scrum of the homecoming King and Queen photography mother-father scrum down here, and I'm getting my wheels back underneath me. Hey, I talked to Coach Wolf at halftime, and he wanted to say that, this experience that his kids have, he just wants them to not be afraid of it. And he mentioned his defense, not to be afraid to play defense. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the heck do you do that against a defense like Valley?
Well, 55-0, and you're going to look at that and say it wasn't that close. But I think this game could be more. And again, Jim, you are with us for this. As I said, we'll keep you for the whole second half. So we have our third man in the booth, but he's on the field. Murphy's kick is high end over end, and this one's going to be taken by Hill at the 3. He's at the 10, 15, and gets to about the 20, and that's as far as he's going to get. All of the sideline reports brought to you by Shields. This is the year. 4:31, continuous clock now. And I think we'll start seeing some subs coming in, right, Jim?
Right. Coach Sensen at halftime said, he wants to give his starters a good look, and I think we saw him on that first series, Rocky Lombardi throwing that touchdown pass. And now, as he said, he's going to empty the bench here and maybe see some, we used to say clean jerseys, but with AstroTurf, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's right, and I see Lombardi has his helmet is off, and he is now, his night is done, and I want to mention that the fine folks at G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with a staff of real people and Godfathers. There's no pizza like Godfather's Pizza. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, always the power price, the Better Business Bureau. Start with trust, all bringing you this ball game tonight. And I want to thank Godfathers and Mid-American for the halftime guests, and also Powerade. Give your game some flavor, all making this game possible tonight. Handoff up the middle for the Lynx. Tough sledding again as they go back to Jasper Stottlemyre. Cookies by Design, the original cookie bouquet company. Dasani, refreshment redefined. Powerade, give your game some flavor. And Westside Auto Pros, we can help you with that. Don't forget Learning RX, train the brain. And also Core Power, protein for everyday awesome. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Valley 55. They missed an extra point. Otherwise, it'd be a 56-0 lead. And I think if I look at that left goalpost on the south end zone, Keith, it's still shaky.
Just a little bit, as are the people underneath the press box.
As I drop that microphone again. Toss, sweep.
That sounds great down here also, guys.
I know it does. Jim, another friend of ours named Jim, would be he'd be yelling at me for dropping that mic, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you would be dropping a Sennheiser, though, instead of a, whatever that is.
Radio Shack
That's
microphone.
right.
That's a collector's item. I shouldn't even be using this.
That should be in the Smithsonian, I think.
I don't know which one. Maybe in the museum.
That's right.
In D.C. Maybe that'd be a fun spot. 3rd and 12. As a couple of other games going on tonight here on CISN.TV. You can see those scores on the top of the screen. We have a post-game show. We've got to figure out a couple of guys. Quentin Curry might be somebody that Jim's talking to tonight.
I'd like to get a word with John Reardon. Mr. Reardon. Mr. Reardon, I think.
Fumble. And Valley has the football inside the 10. Yeah, Mr. Reardon, he did have a couple of good blocks there tonight. Keith even noticed that.
I did. He gets down the field so well and sustain those blocks. And you might not believe this, but he's the type of guy who's got that football attitude that not only is he going to sustain his block, he's going to try and sustain somebody else's.
Well, we didn't talk about the fumble, but we saw it on the. Let's see it on the replay here, as it was. Yes, we try. We'll get that fumble to you here in a little bit.
Peyton Long now at quarterback for.
Long under center, hands off to the right side, and then stopped right away is Chase Stahl. And now the Lynx still in there with their ones. Also in there is Austin Webster. He was in on that tackle as well.
We've gone in almost 3 complete quarters, and this is the first time we've seen Long. He hasn't been in on a punt yet, has he?
No.
No punts?
No, because remember, Valley went for it twice on 4th down and got touchdowns. Handoff, Stahl again over right tackle. He's at the 10. Goes for, he takes Dalton Ebertowski for a ride. And we're approaching a minute left here in the third quarter of this contest.
You know, guys were talking about John Reardon, and, in some of those plays, not necessarily this game, but some of the other games like Dowling, he's down the field alongside Javon, right alongside Javon Mason. That's how fast he is for a big man.
Stahl right side, 10-5, stuck. Oh, nice play. And it's the Iron Man of the game, Jasper Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre's going to be a player.
He is.
He is a fun guy to watch.
And it did not take a toll on him like I had anticipated. I mean, he's a young guy, sophomore, hasn't had all that many years of varsity experience, probably his first year. And, man, he has played this entire game and played it well.
4th and 8, Peyton Long under center, 13 seconds in the quarter. Passing situation, looks to left, throws, caught in the end zone, means it's a touchdown for the Tigers. Luke Matney, the score. 8-yard touchdown pass.
Luke Matney, another sophomore, he actually had a great summer with the 7-on-7 camps, and one of the things Coach Swenson said about him was he did not shy away from anything. He stepped up right away and looked like a varsity athlete, varsity receiver, and got it done. He's on the field scoring touchdowns.
And let's take a look at that one again as the extra point is good. Valley 62-0. As this was another 4th down. This is the 3rd time Valley tonight has scored on 4th down. Long time, and Matney was right there at the end zone. All right.
How would you like the guys to be a team that has Peyton Long as your backup quarterback? Did you see the strength of his arm on that strike he threw for that touchdown?
So the extra point, there was a penalty, so we're going to be able to take a break here after this. Illegal procedure against the Tigers. Yeah, Peyton Long is your backup quarterback.
When he was a freshman, he was throwing the football down the field 55, 60 yards. That baseball background's really coming into play.
Murphy on the extra point. It's good now. Valley 62, Lincoln 0. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the...
Valley scores again on a touchdown pass and on 4th down. Joe Hill returns the ball up to about the 21, which has been basically where the Lynx have been. Here it's Valley 62, Lincoln 0, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll take another break and come right back for quarter number 4. This is the way the big boys do it, Keith. Valley 62, Lincoln nothing.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter, ladies and gentlemen, to score. The Valley Tigers.
At MidAmerican Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why MidAmerican provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. MidAmerican Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's MidAmerican Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Valley tonight has been impressive at every facet of the game. 62-0 is our score. So we begin quarter number 4. So we check a couple of other scores here. Lynx have the ball. Fumble as Jasper lost it momentarily and got it back.
Carry on the play, number 54, Jasper Stottlemyre.
Yeah, those uniforms, I tell you what, they are gray, black, and orange, kind of impressive.
So, Coach Swenson got a text from Keller Preen about it, and the text read, "Hey, those uniforms aren't Russell. You've gone rogue.
It's almost like the Tigers have gone Oregon on us. They'll probably have another uniform, another color combination next week, on and on and on.
Because if anything that Gary Swenson is, it is to be
Exactly.
like Oregon. He always strikes me as that. I've only known him a few years, but for some reason that just doesn't seem to link up. Let's take a look at some of those other scores here. Waukee and Urbandale, it's the Warriors 21, Urbandale 7. Centennial all over Hoover, 52-0. Southeast Polk leads Thomas Jefferson of Council Bluffs, 28-0. It's Dowling 35, Sioux City East 14. At half, it's Ankeny 28, east of Des Moines 0. Fort Dodge leads Indianola 21-3. Johnston all over Roosevelt 35-0, which is another game you can watch here on CISN.TV. Handoff up the middle for the Lynx, and it's going to take a few Tigers to bring down Jasper Stottlemyre. And to me, it just shows, I think, Keith, the extent of the strength of the interior of the Valley starting team. Because you know that these twos are no slouch, but they're having a hard time bringing down a tough runner, Stottlemyre.
Absolutely. It's one thing to have good depth, and Valley does have some good depth on that defensive line. But you're right in saying that Valley's first defensive line really is a top-tier group. They did not have a problem with them, and now the Lynx being able to move that ball, not so much on that particular play.
The fumble is picked up by Nate Yenser, but I was just going to say, that's clearly Valley football, but the referee kept pointing to the other side, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Valley football. So Valley gets it, and they'll start at the 28. Jim Kirby down on our Shield sideline, and we always like to see Jim get a chance to tell you that this is my year. Jim.
It is my year in so many ways, you guys. We were talking about Jasper Stottlemyre, and he was on the sidelines at halftime, and he couldn't wait to get into the game. He's one of those guys that just takes a hit, and he feeds off of it.
Well, the freshman gets the handoff as yet another group is Trey Fugate. And the handoff came from Will Roderick. I don't, and Jim, that's true. I got the sense from Coach Wolf and talking with him is, they knew the mountain was next to impossible, but again, this is a character thing tonight for them.
Right.
Don't give up. Don't hang your heads. Don't be cheap shotting.
Don't be afraid of it is, I think, the key for him, what he was telling his kids.
Fugate gets the handoff, makes one guy miss, but cannot make the second guy miss. Brandon Cheney and also Stottlemyre. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Tonight brought to you by G&L Clothing, Godfather, Schottenkirk, the Better Business Bureau, and Learning RX, all making this game possible.
Trey Fugate in the game, he is a very athletic kid, strong kid, quick. He's just under a 21-foot long jumper last year as an 8th grader.
Roderick on the bootleg, rolls out, sets his feet, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught, touchdown! Touchdown, Tigers! Luke Matney, his second of the night. A 28-yard score for Matney to go along with his 8-yard score.
Pass from Will Rudrock to Luke Matney.
To see that one again because that one was nice. He was rolling. It was a nice bootleg play as we set up for the extra point here at the 7:49 mark. Clock will stop on the score. Murphy's kick is low and good. And that play was impressive. Let's take a look at that one again. And it was the bootleg the whole time. But give Roderick credit for setting his feet because I don't think if he sets his feet, Coach, he doesn't make that play.
He's not going to make that play. And, Council Bluffs did a great job. They got good penetration on that. Fugate actually steps up and makes a key block right as Roderick is making that turn on the bootleg action. Matney again making a great route, and a great catch in the end zone.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Westside Auto Pros. We can help you with that. Core Power, protein for everyday awesome. And Cookies by Design, the original cookie bouquet company. And Dasani, refreshment redefined. Murphy lines up to kick this one. 69-0 here at 7:49 to go in the fourth quarter. And that ball goes into the end zone.
There's a lot of love down here among quarterbacks with all three of them. Rocky Lombardi leading the charge, and they're all excited for Will Roderick. And I just want to point out he's the third-team quarterback for Valley. How many teams would love to have somebody like him on their team?
Well, Jim and Keith, remember a couple of years ago, quarterback was not the deepest position in this Valley program.
No.
After Taylor Nelson graduated, there was a couple of years it was kind of like, who's our guy? But you had Trey Mason. Trey, right?
Tyus.
Why am I thinking Trey? Don't tell me there's another one named Trey. Tyus.
I'm not sure.
Tyus Mason. To help those transition years when there was some.
But
you still won a state title.
Yeah, and a state runner-up.
Yeah.
In there as well. You know, Jason Kroll is a name to jump in there as well. He was a backup quarterback as a freshman. Jumped in his senior year and led Valley into the Dome. Did some pretty amazing things. But you're right. There hasn't been a guy that has been in the quarterback position for 2 years or more for quite some time.
Lynx send a receiver to the left and to the right. Two behind next to the quarterback. And they go handoff. Trying to get to that outside is the big guy. Oh! And he almost got it.
He's something.
Stottlemyre, Jasper Stottlemyre. He reminds me of, there was a running back from Marshalltown back in 2009, the year that they were in the state final game. He also played, I want to say, linebacker. Reminds me a lot of that kid in his physical. Or you got to remember, Stottlemyre is listed as an offensive lineman on their roster.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I got a rival for Cole Hahn's shoes.
Yeah.
Number 57, Jake Hamilton. Man, those are looking pretty good. He's styling out there.
He's at middle linebacker?
No, he's at the nose guard. Don't get those shoes dirty, whatever you do, for crying out loud.
McEntee. Actually, that's that might be Ebertowski, 21 and not 24. Oh, no, it was. That was McEntee.
You know, you talk about Stottlemyre when he touches the ball. He reminds me of somebody else that was kind of a load at that running back position that was tough to bring down. Could also catch the ball. I think his name was Tom Rathman. Nebraska, 49ers. It'll be interesting what this kid does in his next 2.5 years.
They go back to Stottlemyre, and he's going to get blown up and sent packing by Brendan Rowe, the junior 5'9", 198-pound linebacker.
But does not go down.
That's true.
Tackle on the play by number 30, Brendan Rowe.
Rams are of Southeast Polk lead 35-6 right now, as they are playing Thomas Jefferson tonight of Council Bluffs. And that newly renovated stadium over there. They put field turf down. And the pictures I've seen look nice.
Now, Paul, next week the Tigers travel to Sioux City West, or do they come here?
They go to Sioux City West. Dowling Catholic will come and actually play a game at Valley Stadium. It's been a while.
You know, in 1999, a overconfident Dowling Catholic team went to Sioux City West for a playoff game and went home very sad because they overlooked Sioux City West, and I think that quarterback's name was Rubley or something like that.
Rooney.
Man, what an athlete that kid was. They had no answer for him, and I just hope that the Tigers, you know, they keep focused like they have been here, because teams out west, you just don't know enough about them sometimes.
They're in the fourth quarter now. Waukee leads Urbandale 28-7. Bettendorf leads Iowa City West 21-6. That's at half. And the pass play is almost intercepted. Almost a pickoff, and down there.
My man, Cage Sorensen, almost came up with that catch, too. He was in there.
And, you know, I talked earlier about the fact that we probably wouldn't see many footballs thrown deep down the field because, you know, those timing things and touch passes or trying to mesh up with a receiver that's running down the field, he made that pass look easy, and it went down the field 25, 30 yards, just nice and easy. I wonder what he could do if he unleashed it.
Well, and that's the thing when, you know, learning an offense, when you're wide receiver and now all of a sudden that should be a penalty. I was just going to say the right up back, H-back, whatever, what you wanted to call him is. We've got plenty of folks on Twitter tonight at CISN.TV.
Hey.
Yeah, it's Paul.
Paul?
Yeah.
So I wanted to take just a moment and give a shout out to one of our freshman football players, Grant Clark. Should be at home nursing a knee. He just had surgery yesterday, had a very successful surgery on his knee. Tore an ACL a couple weeks ago against Marshalltown. So it'll be good to get him up and going again.
Lippert's punt is taken at midfield. Now, Jim, it looked like that was not a fair catch, and it bounced.
Well, I didn't think
I thought it hit Valley.
Well, it did, but they didn't give him room to catch it, the first guy.
Oh, okay.
So interference, I think.
Yep, interference on Lincoln. So you get a good punt from Lippert, and then that's all the further you get. Now, we did post a picture earlier on our Facebook page of at CISN TV on Facebook, and you can get a look at those. You see Quentin Curry. He's flexing the muscles there for us, showing those grays.
Mm-hmm.
So how these came about, Coach Swenson and Tom Wilson of Dowling were at the same I don't want to call it football academy. It was more of an honor team in Dallas or in Texas last year to start the year. And the uniform provider kind of kept in contact, had gotten to know Gary, and maybe probably did a little Google search and said, oh, that guy's got a good program. Those look pretty plain Jane, vanilla uniforms. Let's see if we can jazz those up. So calls Coach and says, hey, I'd like to send you some uniforms. He's like, I don't have any budget for that. And the guy says, nope, no strings attached. And the uniforms came, and they're a little flashier for Coach Swenson, but
it's almost like a Nike situation with Oregon. Now we could have that with Valley, you know, where we could have this variety every week.
I think they were hoping to have these to start the season, but they didn't get them in time for this game. So they'll wear them for a couple of games this year. And I mean, if you could mix and match a little bit, it'd look a little different.
Mm-hmm.
We need those, you got to figure out, because you could, Jim, you know, instead of the bright green fluorescent, you could do the bright orange fluorescent.
I'm thinking of the helmets now. We could have the big smeared tiger all over half the helmet, you know how they have them now. I think it'd look good. And the gold face mask. I mean, the sky's the limit, really.
So's the budget, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Where are you going to come up with the money for that?
Could be a Baylor, Oregon, Valley look.
So now you're going to have Coach Swenson saying, all right, what the guys are going to say, we want to wear those uniforms in the playoffs.
Yeah. Any donations that would like to be sent, please send them in care of Valley High School's athletic department.
Brad Rose, R-O-S-E.
We have a GoFundMe account set up for the...
First trying to pass is Peyton Long, and then he's going to tuck it and run it.
Peyton Long, the ball carrier.
And he'll get up to about the 32-yard line as we're under 2 minutes now. So, Coach, here you've gotten a few guys in, but that's one of the issues with that 35-second or that 35 point.
A special treat tonight.
You know,
clock. You don't get a chance to get all the guys in.
Right. And it's one of those deals where in certain areas where you don't have 80 guys on your sideline, in the smaller schools, it might be a situation where the 35-point rule is a huge thing, and you can just get things done, and you don't end up embarrassing another squad because it's regulation clock in the second half. But in a situation here where Valley and Dowling, a lot of the 4A schools do have good numbers, I don't know a lot of coaches that would just say, we're going to leave our starters in all game and try and run something up. Tonight would have been a great opportunity to get more guys in, more playing time, but all of a sudden, this truly was just a 30-minute half.
Yeah, and you're...
I'm sorry, 24-minute half.
Handoff, Chase Stahl left side. He's trying to get to the outside. He cuts a move to the 10, fumble, and still on the turf. I think Lincoln's got it. And there was one signal. That will actually stop the clock.
They're pointing Valley.
On the play by Chase Stahl.
Yeah, they're pointing still Valley possession.
I think Coach Wolf wants to challenge that. The red flag is out on the field, and so we're going to go to the replay up there, aren't we?
Again, please send your donations to Valley High School. Brad Rose.
20 seconds, and Valley does not have to take a snap, and they won't. Valley's going to win homecoming tonight, 69-0. And this game was kind of how the score indicated. Tigers are going to improve
and
to...
Game, ladies and gentlemen, your final score. The Valley Tigers,
6-1?
5-1.
5-1.
I had to think about that for a minute.
Yes, 3 more games.
Coming into the game. All right, when we come back, we'll take a quick break, and we'll begin our post-game show. After this, Valley improves, advances 69-0. We're back for the post-game show on CISN.TV next.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Post-game show brought to you by Dasani Water. Let's go down to the sideline here in the middle of the fireworks and find Jim Kirby.
Coach Swenson, we got fireworks here. We had fireworks in the game. What are the positives you brought away from the game tonight?
Well, we played 79 players. We had 3 different quarterbacks throw touchdown passes. I think 6 different running backs carried the ball. Probably 7 different receivers catch the ball. So we got a lot of guys in. I was proud of the kids that got out there. We played hard, had fun. That's what it's all about.
Coach, as you look ahead, you have Sioux City West next week, and as you look ahead toward the playoffs, what are the things that you think you need to improve on?
Well, you know, kids get better by playing. So every Friday night we hope to improve. This was a tough night because they're undermanned and we're just a better football team. But I like where we're at. We're getting better. We're going to get some kids back here in the next couple of weeks that have been out. And we're going to have a good football team by the end of the year.
What do you think of these new uniforms?
They're okay.
They're like Oregon. You guys are kind of like Oregon now, right?
No, they're all right, though.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jim Kirby down on our sideline. Cookies by Design is who brings that. And our Player of the Game award now is by Cookies by Design. And let's go back down to the field. Jim Peavy.
We're standing here with John Reardon. John, you're a senior, and I've watched you a couple of games. You really take that leadership role pretty to heart. I see you get after some guys. How important is it for you to be on this team?
I think it's just important for the guys to take accountability in themselves, and I'm just someone that can help them do that and achieve do their best, help them do their best.
Obviously, you're a great prospect. You're going to Nebraska next year. What are some of the things, maybe a little things that you think you have to improve on before you go to college next year?
I'd say it's going to be my footwork and my pad level because, all those guys are going to be as big or even bigger than me. So, somewhere along the road, I got to improve my footwork.
Now, I watch you pull. Sometimes you're ahead of your linebacker, or your running back. Sometimes you're ahead of Javon. I mean, you got some speed. Is that one of the things that Nebraska loves about you?
Yeah, I mean, especially the new coaching staff, they don't like those big, 6'8", big 300-pound linemen. They're kind of looking for those athletic guys that can get out around the edge.
John, I'm looking at these flashy uniforms. Nebraska, not so flashy. Do these uniforms make you play better tonight?
I don't think so. Usually Swenson is a pretty, original guy. I mean, our jerseys are just black and white. These were gifted to us, so I mean, it was really cool to wear them. But hopefully we can get back to our old style.
Good luck the rest of the season, John.
All right, that is Jim Kirby down on the sideline tonight. That is our Player of the Game award brought to you by Cookies by Design. Thank you very much for that. Keith, 69-0. This was a game that, could have been more. I think if Lincoln doesn't run the football, we probably strike 70. And would have been 70 if you not missed the extra point. But it got started early. Javon Mason, 35-yard touchdown. Braden Heald, 14-yard or 22-yard pass made it 14-0. Then Rocky Lombardi on fourth down. The Heald catch was on fourth down. The Lombardi run of 66 yards was on fourth down. At one point, and then Braden Heald, a 76-yard touchdown pass, and then a 15-yard interception. And after Heald scored that touchdown to make it 27-0, Valley ran 13 plays on 4 yards, knocked the microphones over, and knocked my pacemaker out. It was Valley ran 13 plays and scored 4 times. Then they ran 13 plays and scored 5 times because of the pick 6 by Tristan Cobb, 34-0. Then Quentin Curry a score, Javon Mason a run, 48-0 at half. Then Quentin Curry in the second half. Luke Matney scored twice, 69-0. A lot of guys, it's good. It's easy to look good against a team that's not to your level. But this is a confidence booster for the Tigers.
Well, yeah, and you don't really know what goes on in the mind of a Valley football player until you hear somebody like John Reardon at the end say that what he needs to improve on is footwork and pad level. And if he's acknowledging that right now because he's going to move on to the next level, you can rest assured he's telling other people the same thing. And so tonight is an opportunity to work on footwork and work on pad level, and it's an opportunity to work on your quarterback steps and your reads and all these different things. It is extremely important that they go ahead and do that, and I think they were very successful at it, with the exception of a couple of times that we tipped the ball to ourselves.
Yeah.
That was not clean, but it does show athleticism, and it's got to be something you're going to remember. Homecoming's about making memories, and that certainly would be one.
Valley improves to 5-1 with a 69-0 win. They go to Sioux City West. We'll have them in 2 weeks for their regular season finale against Des Moines Lincoln. The fireworks are done, and so are we. Next week on CISN, Dowling Catholic will be your game of the week as they come home to Valley Stadium to play their games. All right, Keith and I are done. We'll see you in 2 weeks. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network. Thank you so much for watching. For the entire crew of CISN.TV, good night from West Des Moines.
Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Cole's going to get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink. Central Iowa football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields. Are you ready for some football?